over here. And then play around with my sound settings a little bit. Feels just about right. To me at least. Just loud enough. But not too loud. Which gives me a nice opportunity to finally set everything up. Then we're going to place some more of this. Pretty sure we can reasonably expect to finish the next job there. I have a distinct feeling we might potentially be able to. Might potentially being the keyword here. Yes, yes. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, right. I remember now. Because we have a mate now. Rather important, that one. Ah, little Mado, how are you looking? You are not that far behind everybody else. Actually, a few lovers out of me. That is neato. Do we have enough? No, I absolutely do not have enough to do much in the way of further upgrading. Okay, fair enough game. I might need to buy you some equipment though. No, then... Actually, we might be doing this before we do anything else. Just doing some more... Copy. Hold on. Just one more trip through the shops. That's all. Exchange that for some money. Do you have anything around that I could sell? To bolster my rather lacking amount of the resources. Yes, that is the word I was looking for. Equipment. You're well equipped, you're well equipped. You are not yet well equipped. That means I would kinda need to determine what to do with you. But I'm sure the first step on the way would probably be to deal with your accuracy, which is always going to be a royal pain in the ass otherwise. See what we can get out of it. Plus 50, it's already news. Yeah, that seems to be the best option then. Which prevents blind. It's, well, for the moment, the pattern is going to just basically use most of our times by directly attacking them. It is always a bit of a shame if we can't actually fucking hit them now, isn't it? Anything else that would help in that regard? Making you into an invasion tank would rather please me. I must admit at some point. Okay. More shopping. Well, in a manner of speaking, it is indeed a sign of a lively city to be around pretty much all the time. And have activity going on. Not that we fair in this case, it's kinda just because of the fucking film festival. It is undeniable. I don't think there was anything else here, no. And I think this is actually a side quest over here. If memory serves. I guess I can't do actually anywhere else. Of course not. Well, well, well. A stolen wallet, or lost wallet, potentially, maybe. Side quests. Isn't it always a nice little thing? I'll still put it in there and building though. Feels a bit like somebody needed to compensate for something. Yes, but they have very different principles. But all the bracers have a very strict non-intervention policy when it comes to national sovereignty, to put it mildly. Fundamentally speaking, bracers will not get involved with politicians or soldiers, anything else that is directly attributed to a nation. But of course the police, on the other hand, very much will do so. However, the police, on the other hand, will also not always prioritize, well, their clients, the people's safety of all. Not all the police also has the rather nasty job of punishing said people, or treating them harshly when they are suspected of having done something wrong, which kind of doesn't go that well with the bracers' ideology. And they're kind of on opposing ends of the spectrum. I mean, the only reason why the bracers can actually act as freely as they can in most nations, apart from Aribonia, for the most part, is that they do maintain a rather strong we are not getting involved on a national issue kind of policy. That's important. Indeed. Technically speaking, if you were gonna impersonate anyone, impersonating a brazier is not actually a bad idea. People will be quite willing to trust in you. Which is pretty big problem when you think about it. Especially because, as we just pointed out, braziers have a tendency to, in the worst case, act in an extra legal way to achieve their goals. Meaning, you know, I can get away with some shit. It's actually quite well protected too. Guild is quite willing to support the action so long as they are within the racer's own code. Well. Helping the guild, eh? I can't go over there though. Time to do a bit more story then, I suppose. Actually, it's time that we take a bath. Not all. After we so kindly fixed that and lost the Genesis in the wrong door. Negate. You're sitting in a freaking sauna, of course you're gonna sweat, bitch. She's like, well, that sweating is kinda annoying, but you know, this is kinda nice. But yeah, it's the whole point. If you're shitting in hot steam and you're not sweating, you're doing something wrong. Actually, no, at this point, your body would be doing something really wrong, and that would rather be unfortunate for you in the long run. I would politely point it out. And then, does it count? Let's see here. One is almost done. The only one who's a bit behind is 3Z, although she actually has 16 slots instead of 50. That's interesting. I did not even remember that, to be completely quite honest with you. Hello ladies. Long time or short time no see. Depends on your perspective. In game, not so long. Out of the game, pretty long, whole week. I always found the idea of combat mates to be rather amusing, personally. Mostly because, you know, imagine some of the great depictions of the Great Wars, you know, and you have just lots of soldiers and artillery fire on a nice little painting. Don't replace all of the soldiers with mates. It's one of a surreal picture, I can tell you that much. And a rather amusing one, to me at least. I mean, hey, you know, why not? Invest your money now into the greatest idea ever, bullet-proofed and knife-proofed mate uniforms. Comes with a free set of stockings. Yeah, but just say. We offer service here. I guess we gotta get a double buff out of it.
考えてみりゃてめえと二人きりかよ。面白くもなんともね。
Well, what were you expecting would happen? Another problem, you know, technically speaking, even if you are the owner, I don't think you could get away with giving out in a public bathroom a mixed bathing experience. Or maybe you could, depends a bit on the country and what the specific laws state. In some of the more strictly religious countries, probably not.
"向こうじゃさぞかしましくキャッキャウフフしてんだろうな。小娘だはどうでもいいが、メイドや姉の方はなかなかそそる体を。神聖なセッションを乱すんじゃねえ。
Some people are just really all about the hobbies. Good thing I can combine my hobbies with my libido quite often.
肌が赤くなるまで赤すりでこそぎ落としてやろうか。あったっつ。つかマジトンニなんじゃねえよ。
This is why you should have hobbies that you can combine with your libido.
もう聞こえてるの分かってるんでしょうか。でも確かにみんなサーラ姉にも負けないくらい綺麗だよね。リゼットさんは髪サラサラ、肌もスベスベでまるでお人形さんみたいだし。
Pretty astute statement.
アニエさんもっていうか本当にまだ16歳なの
Just as Dada san is well bred in many areas.
あと1年ちょっとでそこまでなれる気がしないよ。
Probably not, no. That would be a... I mean, that would be quite stretching for your skin, I would say. I don't think that is going to be reasonable.
私も気になってました。ぜひ今後の参考にしたいです。
You don't need to worry about it. You'll have your own fans, don't worry about it.
フェリちゃんまでそんなにまじまじ見ない
One
で
of the
くだ
great
さい。
things about humanity, we all have different tastes.
もう
Otherwise,
シャヒーナも
things
そ
would
の
be
くらいね。
rather boring.
フェリ様もシャヒーナ様も十分以上にお綺麗かとサーラ様は絹のように艶やかな肌。何か特別なケアをされていますね。いえいえ、シアバターくらいです。サルバットさんは質が良くて。
Shea butter. I've heard that term before. I never heard a man talk about it in any capacity, but I do remember some women talking about it. And I was like, yeah, that's fascinating. And my mind was drifting somewhere else. I think to a ball. Just going like from one side to the other. That is how much interest I have invested in it, to be very fair and honest. It's just not something you know, get too invested in it, so bad for the most part. Nicht small little differences between the older genders. Makes things interesting and annoyingly difficult. A letter, you say? A threatening letter, even. Oh, not the first what we've heard of so far. I mean, yeah, we're not completely fucking stupid. You're not gonna go up to somebody by yourself. I want to make sure that things get show at least a few people's hands. For example, it also has with, you know, fingerprints. Because if there's lots of them on it, everyone could be in a culprit, couldn't they be? No, of course you wouldn't leave anyone any fingerprints in the first place if you are easily smart. But yes, the good old-fashioned way if you want to do a threatening letter is to at least be somewhat careful about its delivery. As well as its making, you know. Probably not a good idea to use your own hand to write it, as handwriting has a tendency to give things away rather quickly, if, you know, tested. Fingerprints as well. And then, of course, you know, for the delivery. Yeah, some ways you can do it. Where you can obfuscate the origin point of anything. Yeah, probably not, okay, but... Yeah. Probably, yeah. The guild would probably advise you to stay away for safety reasons. As I said before, it's their highest principle to ensure the safety of the civilians. And as such, well, since the letter rather clearly states that you'll be in danger if you do this, I'm gonna be like, well, then don't do it. I'm gonna investigate this and try to stop it, but probably better to decline in the first place. Probably she is hiding some things. Yes, everybody else is doing, mind you. We're free to leave now? We fuck now. It is a good start. Also means that we can deal with the side quest. And do some shopping. All things I enjoy. What a strange feeling, isn't it? Still just a trash game, but very much has differed from its, well, not actually humble origins, but its origins. Wouldn't go out of my way to call Trials in the Sky in any way, shape or form humble. Yes, and that is the only reason why we would ever visit such places. That and shopping. I mean, you know. That all. But you. The village. Because I missed it, that was new. Ah, great excellent strategy. How are you on this fine, well, evening? Afternoon? Don't even know. More like evening at this point. Yeah, I just wanted something with a nice and relaxed soundtrack to help me along. And when it comes to good music to listen to while enjoying something rather quietly, this is of course the number one thing that came to my mind, to be fair. But if you do keep spending a bit on the Valheim stuff, I'm gonna be back on Tuesday, probably. Yeah, Tuesday. I can't really stretch this anymore because technically speaking, I'm not even allowed to leave my place here. So I'm already stretching that a little bit. And that means that then we'll have a good opportunity next week to get some actual Valheim playtime in. So the plan at least goes. Since this is probably the last time on this weekend that I'm gonna have some playtime, because starting from tomorrow morning I'm gonna be embroiled in all of the fucking nonsense, I kinda wanted to play something that is rather dear to my heart. Not to say that Valheim is dear to my heart, but in a very different way. The Trail series is rather special to me, I must admit. Even its newest incarnation, although the translation still bothers me in some ways. They've at least, and not outright ruined it, mind you, but lessened the impact of at least one good scene that I really disliked already. So that is not really... And Nisha isn't really doing well for me, honestly. Which is why I usually avoid fan translation, because if you read the translation that is a bit closer to what is actually being said, you kinda do end up in that nasty spot where like... And I prefer this more direct approach. I do need my duties Diaz as Rock, LA. What the fuck? Why would I need that? What do I do with that? Also, I read something rather amusing when I was putting this up. Did you know that Twitch apparently updated their policies in regards to... what was it again? Sexual harassment or something? That was quite a read. Even when you're not home. Yeah, but could I stream then? Because technically speaking, I have my old portable shit. I have my PSP and shit. I can take my PSP and play some Breath of Fire 3, Star Ocean 1 and 2. Yeah, that would be options. Actually, let me take a look at see what we are having here. See. A little bit, where's that little thing? Oh yeah, here's this. We made our sexual harassment policy clearer. In order for our sexual harassment policy to be effective, we need a shared understanding of what that actually is and how it shows up. To remove ambiguity, we've added additional language about what we prohibit and more clearly defined what we consider that. And our definition serves as the baseline. We will establish our expectations around behavior. Define sexual harassment to encompass non-physical behaviors of a sexual nature. Okay, first and foremost, sexual harassment should include physical behavior, like, touchy stuff. Otherwise, you're kind of making it a bit, you're already making it more ambiguous than it needs to fucking be. That cause users to feel uncomfortable, degraded, unsafe, or discouraged from participation. We prohibit unwanted comments, including comments made using emojis, emotes regarding someone's appearance or body, sexual requests or advances, sexual objectification, and negative statements or tags related to a person's perceived sexual behaviors or activities. I'm not engaging in any sexual activities. Literally, I'm not getting a blowjob while I'm sitting here. I would like to get one, yes, but I don't get one. So, that. Regardless of their gender, we also do not tolerate the recording or sharing of non-consensual intimate images or videos under any circumstances. I may report such content to law enforcement. There's so much wrong with that. Listen, the fundamental concept here is wrong already. A streamer, or a YouTube content creator, or whatever the fuck else, technically speaking is, in the broadest sense of the word, an entertainer. Somebody who puts themselves out there willingly. Now, if you are stupid enough to put yourself out there, well, and you're basically part of the public's discussion. Meaning, if the public decides to annoy you with some emojis, or I make clips of you that make you sound horrible. That's fair game. If that has a sexual note because they found that to be rather amusing, well, so fucking be it. That's just how it is. You can't really go, I'm gonna put myself out there and then complain about that the people now interact with me on that basis. That's not how that fucking works. Of course, if somebody actually, you know, starts shit like stalking you in real life, that's a whole other business, or if somebody actually, you know, sexually assaults you or something, yeah, I can see an argument to be made there. But going like, don't clip them in weird situations. Like, okay, then how about you stop people from streaming with their tits hanging out at least halfway? Because otherwise you're gonna invite that sort of behavior. You're really gonna. If you present something that is, at the end of the day, sexualized content by having your fucking main page full of fucking titties, even though they might be, you know, the nipples at least are covered up, you're kinda inviting this sort of behavior. Then going like, we don't want this sort of behavior is kinda fucking redundant. And listen, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a streamer as well, you know, not much of a titty streamer because, you know, kinda lack it in that department. Take me for example, if you want to annoy me with some fucking emojis, go fucking ahead. If you want to make some inappropriate images of fan art, I suppose, would it then be, of me? Go fucking right ahead. I'm gonna, actually, you know, make fun out of me. I'm just gonna sit here and applaud you and be like, yeah, thanks, nice. I don't give a fucking flying fart. Yeah, go ahead. Sexualize me. See. Yeah. Literally yesterday, I had a guy coming in and the first thing he said was like, gay sex, question mark. I'm just sitting there like, no, but thank you for offering. Nonsense like this that really that text from Twitch was basically the highlight of my day, just reading that. And I went like, ah, yeah. Amusement indeed. Hate-rated on people and stuff like that. Yeah, some people will. That's the whole point, right? If you're putting yourself out there with your own face, yeah, somebody is probably going to be mean to you. I mean, in real life, it's not that different, you know? No matter what environment you're in, there will always be people who are probably going to be talking behind your back or something. That's just going to happen, you know? Somebody will just not like you, and they're going to try to spread the hate. Like, so what? Just because somebody is out there and goes like, I will spend... I mean, honestly, I see it as a bit of a compliment myself. If somebody lets you live rent-free in the head so fucking hard that they actually engage in sometimes hour-long activities just to harass you, I have really left quite the impression. Really did. Of course, if you are having a very, very large audience, I suppose the number of potential haters would also go up exceptionally. Then again, is the price of fame, isn't it? I mean, it's the same with the fucking with any movie star. I mean, how much hate do you think a movie star gets? I mean, we have the whole yellow press that basically thrives on giving these bastards hate. That's how it is. That is the price of your fucking fame. You can't really change it. That's how people are. People want to see the mighty and successful fall just as hard, if not harder, than any, you know, a political leader, for example. That's just how people sadly are. Which is why you're not gonna doing anything here that would actually help with that problem. In fact, you're just putting more attention on it. I have a distinct feeling that whoever tried to get this shit updated, that wasn't people like me. Obviously. Not really, honestly. Most laws, I mean in most modern countries that is, that deal with sexual harassment and shit like this, have a very clear-cut focus on things that actually happen to you. For example, if somebody sends you mail to your house, stalker behavior like this, that is I don't know how it is for America. I think America has updated their laws especially to include a lot more internet stuff these days, so maybe that would be a reason. But then again, the whole idea that they're presenting here is ridiculously stupid and not gonna work. Part of the entertainment is, for some people, to give you grief. That's how it is. It's the same in games, you know. Multiplayer games. Do you know how many fucking griefers are around that thrive just on that single thing? They're not even there to have fun with the game or anything. They're just there to be fucking griefers. It's like, okay, fair enough. That's just how it is. Some people will be like it. And it, as you know, this text amused me rather greatly, I must admit. Yeah. I can see your idea there, strategy. I can see this as a bit of a safety net for Twitch to go like, listen, we have policies against this. You can't blame us if people still act against them. We're trying our best, but you know. I get it. It's basically legal deterrent, so that not at any point, although to be fair, you couldn't actually. Have you ever read the terms of service that Twitch puts out, and that you kind of have to sign on if you want to, you know, use their platform for some streaming nonsense? Basically, you agree to that you are no way, capacity, or any way capable of suing them for pretty much anything. Literally, you basically don't have much in the way of rights. Even if you don't randomly update your policies in that regard, because that is basically just at the end of the day a bit of a PR move to make it look better, while at the end of the day you're fucked anyway. Go ahead, you know, be a streamer, a successful one, and try suing Twitch. Let's see how far you get. I can tell you, these are gonna hold up their own terms of service and go like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna get far with that. But hey, not really the point I was trying to make, but it's an amusing update. Let's say it like this. Yes, it's really an amusing update, I must admit. Makes me somewhat more amused than I was for most of today. But really though, Twitch, really though. And then let's close that tab. I actually just left that open just to give it a nice little reread. See, from the very get-go, even if you're just a user and not a creator in the Twitch side of things, you have to agree to the TOS that Twitch puts out, and according to them, you are not allowed to, well, harass anyone for any reason, basically. Technically speaking, you're not even allowed to make a joke, in some cases, which is horrible, but technically speaking, what you agree to. But if you then turn around and go like, but Twitch allowed this behavior, Twitch is going to be like, no, we don't. We haven't from the very get-go allowed this. Yeah, total nonsense. It is rather amusing, I must admit, though. The sort of things that you get about it. Look, how would you even pull up such a case? Let's say that you harass me, yes, you make it sexual advances at me strategy, okay, and then I go to my law and go like, okay, listen, I've been harassed on Twitch, it's Twitch's fault because they're not doing anything about it. And my lawyer is gonna be like, okay, did you agree some TOS? Yeah, the other guy did too. What does it state? Does it allow that? No? Okay, then how the fuck are you gonna make a case there? Of course not. It's not enforced by law, but it is enforced by the platform, so the platform has already done its job. It told you precisely what you're allowed and what you're not allowed to do, and if you're found in disregarding that policy, you can be banned from the platform, and that is all they need to do. That's all the safety they need. They can say, we did our job, we warned them, and when we find somebody who acts against our TOS, we are going to throw them out. Which is, of course, not actually going to happen, because let's, for example, say that you actually are one of the main earners of Twitch. I'm not gonna kick you off the platform, even if you act very much borderline on the other side of what is allowed via TOS. But no, you can actually not easily hold Twitch liable. You would need first to prove that Twitch is actually, in any case, responsible for that. And, well, I can point out that they are not actually responsible. Not only are they quite clearly stating that you are not allowed to do any of that, they can also prove that they have taken action against anyone they have found actually acting against that. So you might be trying to get an individual charge against an individual harasser, mayhaps, but getting the platform itself, actually the same with YouTube. You can try taking YouTube to court for some video content. What do you think is gonna happen? YouTube is not gonna go down. The other side also is most likely not gonna go down. It's gonna be banned from the fucking platform. It's one of the last aspects where the internet, at least as far as the law is concerned, pretty much still the Wild West, which I do kinda hold in a rather amusingly high regard. Indeed, you can make, your nice law can make an inquiry, of course, and in 9 times out of 10, a big platform would have no problem whatsoever cooperating with any courts to give out information about a certain person, if that is gonna be used in any way, shape, or form. Well, that. But as I said, the platform itself is pretty damn invulnerable to that. The biggest problem these platforms actually have is not a potential court case, but the court of public opinion. That is what can eat a platform and destroy it easily enough. Very much so. But as I said, that's not gonna happen. But just, you know, the pure hypocrisy is sometimes something I find rather amusing. When you look around, you know, you clearly see that some people, thousands of people watching, get away with, and then you compare it to other people, but what they will get away with. I mean, hey, sake, I have seen some thumbnails on YouTube that are most definitively on the wrong side of nudity, let's just say. And I remember that when I once tried something even a little bit spicy in my thumbnail, you know, because Gothic, and there's actually a nice little naked picture in Gothic, the original game, or the original Gothic one. Of course I censored it, mind you. I immediately got YouTube going like, no, that's not allowed. I was like, bitch, please. I've seen what people do on your platform as well. But yeah, apart from, you know, a nice little amount of double standards everywhere, it is how it is. If you're a small timer, you're not gonna be getting away with much. That's okay. That's okay for the most part. We all know that the systems do not apply equally. We take any sort of criminal activity that is just punishable by a fine, which pretty much just makes it the crime for poor people, as everybody else is kind of like, I've got the money so I don't care. Nobody ever said that these systems would be fair. And they aren't. The damage crowd stacker. Yeah, actually, I've seen a little picture going like, Y2K, hello again, haven't seen you in a while, for like, you know, over 20 years, and was like, I know immediately what you're talking about. Well, that amused me greatly. I mean, it took them 24 extra years to get the Y2K effect, but hey, congratulations! That's a sort of statement, or the sort of achievement not many companies have to their name. Oh yeah. And that was a real royal fuck up, Jesus Christ. I haven't seen many such great fuck ups in a long while. The Y2K, indeed. The year 2000 problem, don't you remember that strategy? And everybody was like, everything is gonna crash when the year 2000 comes about. The fucking computers will not be able to compute it. Because 0 to 0. That's a problem. It's not gonna know if it's 2000 or 1900. Everyone was fucking scared out of their mind for that. Like, everything is gonna crash. Our whole technology is gonna lose. And yes, precisely nothing happened. But the sheer amount of fear-mongering beforehand was absolutely fucking amazing. Everybody was scared shitless, and then nothing happened. And now, 24 years later, well, that is kind of what we were expecting to happen then. It's happening now. Which is why when somebody made the comparison in a nice little meme, I was immediately like, yeah, I absolutely get what you're trying to say, yeah, and it amuses me greatly. It was such a great body, the sheer amount of fear-mongering. Everybody's so fucking scared out of their mind. For the whole great nothing burger that it actually was. Pretty fucking amazing, I must say. But yeah, I don't even want to know what. I don't even want to calculate an approximate number of how much damage CrowdStrike has now caused and has. Because those numbers will be fucking big. Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, especially the more normal people that don't actually deal with computers have. Jesus Christ. And all the helpful advice of what we were supposed to be doing before that particular New Year's. Pretty much, yeah. I want to say, even if you take a rough estimate how much damage that has caused. We basically leave the area of millions really quickly. Billions gone just in a blink. Trillions, we're getting closer, and probably even more than that. Yeah, we are talking about an amount of loss that is not... At this point you can't even fucking get the numbers even close to what they probably are, because the numbers are just too big. Jesus Christ. See, that's the sort of thing, you know, you wake up one morning, you think nothing better, you drink your coffee, start up your PC, nice and tenderly, you know, and then you read the news and go like, holy shit. Holy fucking shit. That's something. I was actually for a moment somewhat tempted to, you know, actually, you know, just do a little stream about that. You know, sitting here talking about it and making some educated guesses about the potential damages and the potential claims that will now have to be made to recuperate said damages. And then I was like, you know what, no, I'm not that much of a drama whore that I would actually get involved with that, because it kind of goes against my policy. It's a bit too close to politics, for example. Usually topics that I avoid while they are fresh, which is not ideal, technically speaking, because when talking about them while they're fresh is probably a good way to grow relatively much further than what I'm doing right now. That's really not my style, though. Just feels a bit, you know, too journalism whore, sitting at the side of the road and waiting for an accident to happen, basically. That's not my preferred style. Yeah, honestly, you can... The damages will be in comparison as far and wide as the galaxy has expanded. And hey, the galaxy is still expanding according to some, which means those numbers will just get bigger. I really don't want to be in their shoes. I really, really, really don't. How the fuck are you gonna take responsibility for this? How the literal fuck? Imagine just everyone who has suffered damages from this, every last single person makes a fucking lawsuit out of this. Lawyers will be busy for decades just taking those cases, let alone putting them together and making it to the actual court. That would take longer than the life expectancy of pretty much all the employees of the company. It's amazing. Pretty fucking amazing. It also, of course, you know, on another topic, shows you how absolutely vulnerable our systems actually are, and how fucking little we can get done without these systems actually working. Which should really give the government, you know, a nice little nudge to mayhaps have an emergency system in place in case something like this happens again. Yeah, no, the company will not just get bankrupted, the company will get so fucking hardly smashed into the ground. They're basically going to smash one-time holes through the planet, come out the other side, and get blown to fucking space. That's how fucking hard that is going to hit them. There's no doubt about that. But as I said, you know, there's also the other aspect that we really, really do need to consider. Okay, we do require a lot of working systems to keep just everyday shit going. That is required to get going. So what are we gonna do if that doesn't work? I mean, in the past that wasn't really a problem. You know, in the past a lot of the systems we had were more mechanical than purely electronical, which also means they needed to be managed more by actual people instead of just machines, which is cute. Nowadays, however, that is not really an option any longer. We have completely digitalized a lot of these things, and meaning that if that is, for whatever reason, not working, we're so fucking hardly fucked. It's not... Jesus, we're not even talking about, you know, just the average... I don't know, a fucking 11-inch strap-on any longer that's just gonna fuck you rather roughly. No, we're talking about somebody taking a literal fucking probably metal fucking pipe and ramming it up your ass until it comes out of your mouth. At which point you're pretty dead, but in this case we're assuming you're still alive and capable of feeling the sheer uncomfortableness that is going to cause to you, because holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit indeed. Ah, amazing. I mean, it's not like nobody has ever prophesied this precise problem gonna come along. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna modernize all of our systems to this standard now. And then, now some people have, in the past, asked the question, okay, what happens if those systems fail on a large scale? Well, nobody bothered to answer that question. Lo and behold indeed. It was a bit of a shame that nobody actually bothered to answer that question, isn't it? Ah, makes me personally rather amused, to be fair. Wrong button game, I know. Ah, but seriously though, what an amusing thing Cloud Strike has become. Is it? I really want to laugh and just try to imagine the amount of damages, and then go a step further and try to imagine the settlement for in such cases. You'll have fun for days just thinking about it and go like, ah, I'm so fucking happy that I'm not part of that. Otherwise, you're probably not gonna have a nice rest in a long while. Actually, if I were the CEO of such a company, I think that would be one of the rare cases where, you know, suicide suddenly sounds a lot more tempting. Just to avoid the decades of pain that are waiting for me. And decades of pain should indeed be waiting for them. But yeah, what a world to ride. The wild ride indeed, from sexual harassment to CrowdStrike. Actually, it will take decades just to go through all of the different court cases that will be brought up at some point and that you have to work through. And even after you're done with this, there's no way in hell you can pay that back in any way, shape or form. Yeah, we're not even talking about people, you know, coming about and threatening to break in your legs at this point. We're talking about whole governments coming to your door and going like, hey, pay me. Lots. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone involved in this and their families and their friends and everybody else will be in some point addicted. And I get it. That's not a small fuck up. That is not the sort of fuck up you can just, you know, bury under a rug and pretend it's never happened. That is not something you can get away with. And of course, you know, while everybody's busy howling most brutally at the dam and threatening to bite their throats, we should also, once again, come back to the discussion of, okay, how can we prevent this from happening again? Because as we have just seen, our systems are quite vulnerable, and I don't think anyone wants to experience that sort of damages again, so, you know, mayhaps work on it. Find some solutions. Have an old-ass mechanical system in place in case your PC suddenly dies. Be an option. Nobody's gonna do it because that would cost money. We should all just be very happy that hopefully at least none of us is actually directly involved with a company called CrowdStrike. Otherwise, you know, taking out a giant loan and hiding myself in the South Seas, pirates be damned, sounds like a pretty sweet deal, actually. I mean, you know, worst case scenario, I get captured by pirates, maybe raped, maybe killed. I mean, okay, that's bad. But on the other side, maybe I try to manage to hide away for long enough that maybe at least, you know, I'll get a new identity going or something. Honestly, See, this is the whole thing. In the past, when we all were in the process of, you know, ever forward with digitalizing everything, there were people indeed that asked these precise questions and asked, okay, what would happen if those fail? Everything would stop working, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. We've seen it right now. They were like, okay, shouldn't we have something in place for that? And back then everybody was like, you're just a warrior. That's never gonna happen. The systems will never crash so completely. Yeah, gonna be surprised. Did happen, and everything went to hell in a handbasket with no one whatsoever being able to stop it. God fucking damn it. Idiots all around. Now don't get me wrong, the fault lies 100% with CrowdStrike and the idiocy here. However, you had ample opportunity and time to prepare alternative systems just in case something happens. You had enough of money income that you could potentially get it done with as well. Lots of companies made quite nice amounts of profits, so they could have invested in some security measures for that. As in, you know, emergency measures, not so much security measures, to be completely fair and honest. But they didn't. That's kind of showcase how naive a lot of people are. And we also managed to capture a nice little bracer in the meantime. That is a good thing, isn't it? Ah, the bracers. In some cases, their good reputation actually comes to haunt them. Because people have far too much trust. Well then, if we have done this, I guess we're kinda done for the night. Although not completely. There is upcoming just that one moment where I was like, yeah, this game has I know that was once a nice and innocent child, it has grown into a bit more of an adult along the way, and I was like, Now even from the introduction, when you actually see a bloodied corpse, I was like, okay, that was never really part of the Trails games, that is a lot more mature than it was before. And then comes the upcoming scene, and I was like, that is and unexpected actually. Really threw me through just a little bit of a loop back then. I remember that much. Seriously, recently a lot of interesting things have happened in this world, hasn't it? Does kind of feel like I might be ending in a bit of a downward spiral for once. But then again, you know, I know what happens with civilizations. They reach their zenith and then they have a tendency to, well, fall off slowly. Or maybe our reliance on our great technology might actually be the bone, small little bone stuck in our throat. It will for the moment just be uncomfortable, but might be an indicator. Who knows? So far, actually, no civilization whatsoever has lasted forever. So, good thing is that it usually takes a long time, so I'm just gonna be fucking dead by the time things hit, you know, rock bottom, so not my problem, I suppose. Probably also not my children's problem. Maybe my grandchildren's problem. That could be fucked. Alright. That just means that it is a new time of exploration in a different way in front of us. Hopefully, that might lead to new things. Although it would be a rocky path. Probably did be legal to have that kind of luck. Indeed, Schmurlock. The BMC, of all things. Well, what a good question. What would be so unseemly, little Aaron? Do explain.